And welcome back, everybody. We have Wile E. Coyote versus Tomcat. Another one of those death battles where you go, oh, God, is it going to be another draw? And right out the gate, I will say, I did love the fact that they acknowledged, like, thank God one of them actually died this time. I mean, oh no. I did like that little joke. I gotta say, even though we're not really tracking Death Battle by seasons anymore, this was, if we're going by how many of the new episodes for the return of Death Battle we had, this is a really fun one. This gives you all the wacky shenanigans you want in a death battle, especially one involving two cartoon characters. But it actually did openly explain how they won. I do like the fact that the house is being moved and Tom and Jerry are in the house still. I do like that. I also like this house mouse assholicus. What was it? Tomcat, domestic cat, Felis catus pertuitus victimus. Obviously, we do a little Tom and Jerry there. And you know what, animation-wise, I think this is about as good as you could have done for something like this. I think Jerry's a little too stagnant, even though he is not the focus. Greater Roadrunner, Meepus. Coyote, Canish Schmuckus. That one got me. Canish Schmuckus. Like this right here, though. Tom's, or Jerry's face just doesn't really change at all, except for that woo he makes there. Fight, Champius, what was it? I actually missed that. Champus Choicicus. And of course, Jerry and the Roadrunner just nope out of there, and they forcefully cost me my dinner. So I do, and then the fight begins, and it's a lot of the stuff you'd want to see, you know. It works until it doesn't. Coyote gets tagged by his own weapon. I will admit, this took me off for a second, and I realized this is how they're perceiving this entire scenario. The house is a battlefield. Do you want to live forever? From Tom. I do find that hilarious. Tom mixing up magical potions, turning invisible. I think that's a lot of fun as well. Obviously, and then this joke coming here was kind of perfect. The idea that, it was going to land on Coyote, and then Tom laughs, but then the plane hits him too. That actually was gold. And obviously Tom putting one of his soul lives back in his body. Tom also gaining the, super tonic, or was it high speed tonic, so he could compete with Coyote. I did like the fact that they did acknowledge, despite the fact that Coyote loses all the time to Roadrunner, he is actually insanely fast and powerful. I like this, that Tom can just Toon Force his way through that, and then Coyote can't do it, and then Tom just stands in there until he paints the damn truck. I thought that was perfect. And then obviously breaking out of the YouTube, breaking out of the fourth wall, and the minute they brought this up, I knew this had to be this. Should have seen this coming. I knew this had to be the deciding factor of the fight. This is why I went Coyote, because he actually had the ability to dissolve, he could negate Toon Force. That is something that against a Toon-powered individual is game. This means he could kill Scooby and Courage. If the Coyote fought them, hypothetically, he could win that fight. Now, this is also the thing where I was wondering, did the Coyote lose? Because he got doused with the Toon Force, with the anti-Toon Force dissolving DNA as well. Until it showed Coyote did in fact live. And then the old classic, because Wile E. Coyote, super genius. Oh, man. Which, by the way, if you think about that in terms of Chuck Jones lore, if he was sworn to not talk until he tasted victory by his dad, when he's talking to Bugs, he must have caught Roadrunner at some point, and that must be after the fact. And lore, theoretically, hypothetical, whatever. But yeah, I do like the fact that this one, breaking down the stats kind of was a little silly in my mind, but I did agree Coyote had that stat and the arsenal advantage, as well as the anti-Toon goo. The fact that Tom was smarter surprised me a little bit, but it did make sense. But And then they brought up the whole fact that, yeah, the literal creator it literally said that God doesn't, basically nerfed Coyote. So basically, the Roadrunner cannot harm the Coyote except by going beep beep. No outside force can harm the Coyote, only his own ineptitude or failure from Acme products. The Coyote could stop any time if he were not a fanatic. I repeat, a fanatic is one who redoubles his efforts when he has forgotten his aim. George Santayama or Yana. No dialogue ever except beep beep. The Roadrunner must stay on the road, otherwise, logically, he would not be called the Roadrunner. All action must be confined to the natural environment of the two characters, the Southwest American desert. All material tools, weapons, or mechanical conveniences must be obtained from the Acme Corporation. Whenever possible, make gravity the Coyote's greatest enemy. The Coyote is always more humiliated than harmed by his failures. But they made a really good point. This all really just stems from him going after the Roadrunner, not anyone else. So in a fight, he's not bound by such tooliness. By the way, that was hilarious. He's not bound by such limitations in a fight against someone who isn't the Roadrunner. The Roadrunner beats him, but as they note in Space Jam and Space Jam 2, he actually does win, get a victory. So and as they put it, that shouldn't work. But as they also put it, yeah, against the Roadrunner, it always seems to fail. But against anyone else or someone similar to Bugs, yeah, he does get the win. And the only reason he was stopped and Looney DNA or Toon DNA Dissolver, the only reason he was stopped is because again, a Roadrunner stopped him. So I actually really dug the explanation on this and how they won. I'm glad we actually had a firm winner in a toon-based fight for a change. So I really enjoyed this fight. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad it was all hand-drawn. It makes sense with Looney Tune. I'm interested to see what the next one's going to look like, and I'll do my prediction for that immediately after this. But yeah, I did very much had fun with this fight. It was exactly the type of fight it should have been. Just a fun, loony fight. So that's my thoughts. What'd you think of the battle? Let me know. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.